You don't think it's no man, because y'all can't get it bad like this. You get it bad like this, you put that down, you know where you at all times, baby. All times.
Okay.
I don't even know why I'm tripping. Nobody want to mess with the smoke, dog. Hey, who is that?
It ain't the middle that hard. It's the
On the morning of October 22nd, 2024, at around 1 a.m., deputies from the Leon County Sheriff's Office were called to a local hospital in Tallahassee, Florida, to investigate a distressing situation. A pregnant woman, later identified as Mya Johnson, had been transported to the hospital after suffering a discharge wound. Tragically, both her and her unborn child did not survive. The man who drove her to the hospital was identified as the child's father, 22-year-old Jha'kari Martin-Sugrin, who was quickly taken into custody and became the primary suspect in this heartbreaking case. In his initial account to investigators, Jhakari claimed that it was a tragic accident. He explained that he and Mya had been arguing in the kitchen, with tensions flaring over a recent social media interaction, specifically his liking of another woman's Instagram post. Sensing that the situation was worsening, Jhakari decided that he would leave for the night. He stated that as he packed his belongings in their home on River Breeze Lane, he tucked a firearm under his arm and continued gathering essentials like his phone, wallet, and charger. 10 minutes after the incident, Jhakari placed a call to 911 requesting help and then drove Mya to the hospital himself. Sadly, both her and the unborn child succumbed to their injuries before any medical interventions could save them. Deputies who had been notified of the incident met Jhakari upon his arrival at the hospital. Despite the man's claim of an accidental incident, the evidence collected by investigators did not align with his story. Detectives reconstructed the discharge's trajectory and determined that Mya could not have been standing in the position he described when the firearm went off. The angle and height of the discharge's path raised critical questions, directly contradicting his version of events. During the interview, Jhakari used a toy firearm to show detectives how the actual firearm was supposedly wedged under his armpit. However, detectives observed that if the firearm had truly been in that position, it would have been nearly impossible for it to discharge without someone pulling the trigger intentionally. Further examination of the weapon revealed that a new discharge had entered the chamber immediately after the incident, indicating the firearm had cycled normally with no interference to the bolt action mechanism. Investigators also noted that if the firearm had indeed been positioned under Jhakari's armpit as he claimed, the spent casing's ejection path would have likely caused an abrasion on his skin, a mark he did not have. These inconsistencies intensified the scrutiny surrounding his account. In the wake of Mya's passing, friends and followers flooded social media, expressing outrage and denouncing violence against women. Many highlighted the need for justice and safe relationships, with posts echoing sentiments of grief and anger. Alongside this, Various theories began circulating online, with some speculating that Jhakari might have had undisclosed motives, including rumors about his possible double life, though no official sources have confirmed these claims. Known as Kaydens Muva on social media, Mya often shared posts that showcased her dedication to her 2 young children. Her social profiles portrayed her as a mother who took pride in her appearance and ensured that her children matched her fly. Eerily, Mya had once posted that she would not have more than 2 children and had gone as far as declaring this on her mother's life. Adding a layer of complexity, Planned Parenthood paperwork was found in her home, suggesting she may have been considering an AB, though she had not publicly mentioned the pregnancy. Mya's 2 young children were tragically present in the home at the time of the incident. Both children later told investigators that they believed Jhakari had been responsible for their mother's passing, though it remains unclear if they had seen the incident directly or only heard the discharge sounds. This information, however, added another layer to the investigation, complicating Jhakari's assertion of an accident. Neighbors informed detectives that this was not the first intense argument that had been heard from the couple's home. Jhakari himself admitted to having physically restrained Mya in previous altercations, including during the night of the incident when he allegedly held her down on the bed to prevent her from hitting him. He confessed to pinning her wrists and legs and wasn't certain if he'd held her neck that night, though he acknowledged doing so during prior confrontations. As the investigation developed, the state prosecutor faced the challenging task of determining appropriate charges. Although the tragic loss of Mya and her unborn child stirred deep grief in the community, the evidence available did not meet the legal requirements for a fatality charge, which requires proof of intent. The available evidence, including Jhakari's own account and the physical findings, led the prosecution to pursue charges of manslaughter. Under Florida law, manslaughter involves the unintentional ending of another person through reckless or negligent actions, categorizing this incident as a second-degree felony. The state attorney explained that while Jhakari had been in possession of a firearm during a heated argument, there wasn't enough evidence to prove he intended to end Mya's life. As such, the case proceeded under the classification of culpable negligence, a charge that addresses actions showing a disregard for safety but lacking clear intent to harm. Mya's case has drawn widespread attention, adding to the community's growing awareness of domestic violence tolls on family and loved ones. Her tragic passing marked the 5th domestic-related discharge incident in Leon County in 2024, highlighting the urgent need for support systems for those experiencing domestic conflict. Following her passing, local organizations have renewed their calls for greater resources to help individuals recognize the warning signs of domestic tension and access safety measures before situations escalate. May the family and friends of Mya Johnson find solace in the happy memories, and may the souls of her and her unborn child rest in perpetual peace. Thank you.